TOS-1A Thermobaric artillery. The TOS-1A system is a variant of the TOS-1 that dates back to the late Cold War. The TOS-1A entered service in 2001 with an improved range and an upgraded ballistic computer, among other refinements. First used by the Russian army in Chechnya, the complete system is mounted on a modified T-72 tank chassis and was originally designed for indirect fire support of advancing infantry units and main battle tanks. The vehicle is fitted with a rotating launch system capable of holding up to 24 unguided thermobaric rockets, which can be launched within 6 to 12 seconds. The TOS-1A's rockets use thermobaric, or fuel-air explosive, warheads. These use surrounding oxygen to create a high-temperature explosion. The devastating weapons, also sometimes referred to as vacuum bombs, include a fuel container with two separate explosive charges. The blasts are said to have occurred near Novomykhailivka and Lyman, both in the Donetsk region in Donbass. In the footage, the massive shockwaves that the thermobaric rounds cause can clearly be seen, with multiple explosions occurring at once during the attack. The phenomenon you are seeing, which thermobaric weapons are especially prone to produce, is called a condensation cloud, or Wilson cloud. A sufficiently large explosion in high humidity conditions like those that we appear to see in the video will cause a drop in density in the air around it, which in turn temporarily cools the air and causes some of the water vapor therein to condense. This creates the ominous bubble-like clouds seen in the clip. Once the target is hit, the first explosive charge allows the fuel container to open and disperse a cloud of fuel, and the second charge ignites the incendiary fuel cloud, which results in the fiery explosion and a subsequent oxygen-sucking vacuum. The detonation of the rockets causes such a rapid and drastic change in air pressure that taking shelter within a trench or cave, behind a reinforced barrier, or, in some cases, even inside of an armored vehicle would fail to protect a human. As mentioned in the war zones feature linked above, the primary effect, created by the TOS-1's rockets, is a long-duration high-pressure blast wave which creates a vacuum, then precipitates a reverse wave, according to the 2011 edition of U.S. Army Training and Doctrine Command's TRADOC, Unclassified World Equipment Guide, WEG. These pressure/vacuum surges, up to 427 pounds per square inch, cause a ripping effect on soft materials, such as airplane skin, radar surface, human lung tissue. Walls and surfaces within the affected area do not necessarily shield victims, rather cause multiple pressure waves, which amplify the tearing effects and can topple structures. A secondary effect is high-temperature heat, 2,500 to 3,000 degrees Celsius. An incomplete explosion renders a near-devastating effect, wide-area long-duration high-temperature flame, it continues. Even those outside of the blast area will be rendered ineffective with debilitating mental and physical trauma. The TOS-1A Solntsepek is an updated version of the original TOS-1 heavy flamethrower system, reports Military Today, and was adopted by the Russian army in 2001 before being first utilized in Chechnya. One TOS-1A rocket system can reportedly cost more than $6.5 million, including servicing, training and ammunition. It has been exported to Armenia, Azerbaijan, Iraq and Kazakhstan. The TOS-1 is the first version of the vehicle with a total of 3,220mm rocket tubes instead of 24 rockets for the TOS-1A, reports Army Recognition. The rockets part of the TOS-1A armament have a length of 3,725 meters for launching unguided missiles, with the entire system mounted on the center of a tracked armored chassis. The platform can be rotated 360 degrees. Depending on the target, the firing could be conducted by single or double shots from two barrels, Army Recognition notes, adding that launching is fully automatic. For smoke grenade launchers, or two on each side, are also part of the hull with smoke emanating from the engine's exhaust. It takes 6 seconds to launch rockets automatically, and 12 seconds when launched manually. Thermobaric weapons do not contain an oxidizer like most conventional explosives and only function by fuel and surrounding oxygen, said Jordan Cohen, policy analyst at the Cato Institute. He told Newsweek that when the initial explosive detonates, the container opens and the fuel mixes with surrounding air to create a massive blast radius that not only can kill on impact but also kill individuals beyond the target point depending on the blast radius. They are some of the most devastating and vile rockets in existence, he added. Those outside of the initial ignition point are killed by effectively denying humans oxygen and rupturing the lungs while burning the skin. The blast wave is much longer than normal explosives, and often will also burn humans to death while inhaling the burning fuel, Cohen said. For those that survive, they will almost certainly have unremarkable organ damage and third-degree burns across their skin. He described it as a terrifying death that ruptures the lungs. The Conversation reported in August 2016 that the effect of thermobaric bombs, or vacuum bombs as also known, is akin to taking a deep breath prior to submerging oneself in water. Then imagine having all of the oxygen forced instantaneously from your body, they reported. Try to inhale again. But instead of cold water filling your lungs, toxic, flammable particles start killing you from the inside out. Cohen said Ukraine's arsenal consisting of high-mobility artillery rocket systems, HIMARS, as well as S-300s, are incomparable to the destruction that can be caused by thermobaric weapons. Destroying these launchers is a genuinely good thing, at least in my opinion, he said. I am of the belief that there should be a norm against using them, and to be clear, Russia is not the only country that uses these weapons. They cannot be countered once launched, so destroying the launchers ahead of time is the only real way to stop them.